Hello, this is King Phenom. You know, I must confess, I haven't really watched wrestling consistently since probably around 2006. I watched it on and off before then, but around 2006 I gave up watching it completely because it just didn't interest me anymore. Most of the wrestlers I really liked had either retired or working for other companies. At the end of the day, only The Undertaker, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and maybe Ric Flair or somebody else were the only ones I really wanted to see. And seeing them wasn't enough incentive to want to keep tuning in every week, so I pretty much just laid it down. Now, I would tune in occasionally for a big match between The Undertaker and somebody, like his WrestleMania matches, even though I knew that 9 times out of 10 he wasn't going to lose any one of them. I still watched him anyway. Now, my mom, who is actually a bigger wrestling fan than I ever was, called me tonight out of the blue and told me that The Undertaker was coming back to SmackDown. And my base reaction was, returning from where? And she said that he hadn't been seen since his WrestleMania match with Shawn Michaels when he actually extended his undefeated streak to 17-0. I was like, okay, so he took like a 4-month break or something. Well, that's nothing new. And I have to say, The Undertaker is my most favorite wrestler of all time, but hearing that he was coming back it gave me absolutely no interest at all to want to see him come back. Because I pegged it down exactly. I knew everything that was going to happen before it ever even happened. But just to put my theory to the test, I decided to wait till about 8:45 and then I would tune in to watch SmackDown at the very end. Now, CM Punk versus Matt Hardy. I had never had any interest in this match at all. Because the whole time watching it, I knew exactly what was going to happen. The match was going to go down to like 2 to 3 minutes before it was over. It was either going to end with someone getting disqualified or CM Punk was going to get the victory and then he was going to seriously try to screw up Matt Hardy, but before he could pull it off, the bell was going to go off, The Undertaker was going to show up and tombstone him, or he was going to choke slam him or put him in the whatever that submission move is he does now. And sadly, that's exactly what happened. CM Punk was laying waste to Matt Hardy with a steel chair when The Undertaker showed up, when the lights went out with the bell toll, and proceeded to lay CM Punk forcibly through an announcer's table. Like I didn't see that coming. Now, understand, I am by no means criticizing The Undertaker as a wrestler. I think he is the most physically gifted big man that I've ever seen, apart from Yokozuna. Now, if you've actually seen Yokozuna wrestle, you'll know that even though that guy was freaking 600 pounds, he was agile as hell. A lot of wrestlers who wrestled him would tell you that. That guy could move. But The Undertaker, he is a fantastic wrestler and has tremendous charisma and is a great entertainer. But his character has just gotten stale. Now, I have to admit, in 2004, when he made his return to the dark side, I was like a little kid again, because it was all the way back to the old school of The Undertaker doing things that The Undertaker does. No more cheesy riding out to the ring on motorcycles to bad Limp Bizkit songs. No more of that stuff. It was going to be The Undertaker doing what he does best, screwing with people's heads. And I have to say, for the first year or so, it worked pretty darn good. Even though he didn't show up as much as I would have liked him to on SmackDown, it definitely was fun. Seeing his feuds with Randy Orton, it was just brilliance. But I have to say now, they have pretty much run through every storyline angle that they could do with The Undertaker's character, and instead of coming up with anything different, they just keep doing it over and over again. They're just swapping opponents. There isn't any real excitement anymore. There's no anticipation because you already know what's going to come. I mean, how many times can you kill The Undertaker and not know that he's going to come back 5 months from now? He just needs a vacation to rehab an injury or something. I mean, how many times can you put a casket in the middle of the ring and not know that The Undertaker is going to come out of the casket or he's going to do something around the casket? I mean, it's just not fun anymore. I mean, even the most hardcore Undertaker fan has to admit to himself at some point that this is all getting redundant. Now, The Undertaker is a surefire Hall of Famer, and I don't want to see him retire, but I definitely do want to see WWE inject some creativity into his character, because I have to say that even with my, 3-year break from wrestling, this still was boring as hell to me. Now, I am glad to see that The Undertaker is back after being gone for several months, and as far as in-ring performances go, I don't think he's deteriorated at all, like a lot of people would say. As a matter of fact, I think he's one of the few wrestlers that I could say has actually gotten better with age, because he's not only become a better wrestler, he's added different moves. I mean, he does actually like mixed martial arts submission holds now. He's not just the same repetitive, big man punch, kick, stomp like a lot of guys like Sid Vicious and Kevin Nash and a lot of those kind of guys are, who pretty much, if you watch one of their matches from 10 years ago and you watch one from 2 months ago, you won't see a big difference. The Undertaker isn't like that. Yes, he does have his trademark moves like anybody does, but he knows how to add variety to the mix. But as far as his persona goes, they really need to inject some creativity into it, because as it is right now, it's just gotten stale. And that's pretty much my 2 cents on the matter, so flame me if you want, whatever.